We are going to try and get this paramotor up in the air with you guys on my head. So let's see how it goes. It is getting darker, so. Let's check my lines real quick. Looks really nice. Almost no wind right now. All right, guys. So what I'm gonna do is put my throttle up to a little above halfway, and I hit the throttle cut and it'll turn the throttle on. Hopefully this launch goes good. There we go. First thing I want to do is get some altitude, so just gonna run this guy around here. What actually surprised me about these paramotors is that they actually fly downwind really, really well. They're fast, but I was wondering like how much sink you're gonna get from them. Oh, this thing's flying great with no wind. I flew it just a little bit earlier with a light amount of wind, and man, it was getting tossed around. Hopefully you guys can see. See if I can do a close pass here. She's glorious. So I mentioned before that I actually made some adjustments to the paramotor. The video that I actually put up of me flying it with the maiden and a couple of flights afterwards, my brake lines were actually tied in about an inch too short. I did some remeasurements and I found out I actually made the improper measurements. And also the setup video is a little unclear about like where the measurements are supposed to be tied to. So I kind of did the brake lines by hand, those test inflations I did with my daughter were kind of my test flight. I got Dave, I think his name, with this crazy his crazy radiant over there. Holy smokes, he's going crazy. All right, I'll try and keep this semi-close so you guys can actually see what's going on, but it is getting darker. But this thing's flying great, man. Just that little bit of wind just really upsets the whole thing, and man, it is flying really nice. I can see my brake lines are just perfectly taut. They're not slack. When I'm at neutral, I'm at slack. But like I was saying before in my previous videos, it is really just a joy to learn how to fly something new. This is something that I've never experienced before, and I really am. It's really cool to just see all the lines on the paramotor all taut and doing what they should, and it's kind of amazing that the things even fly and how they engineer these things to fly. It's pretty awesome, actually. See if I can't put a little brake on. I really haven't tested doing the brakes too much here. I think I need to bring in, I'm gonna put a little bit more trim on the brake here. See how that reacts here, see if it's more reactive. I understand when you do have a little bit of brake going, it does penetrate the wind a little bit better because it creates more of an airfoil. And also when you accelerate, it actually pushes forward more than swings the cart around. See if I can kind of a low pass here. Come down the runway. Is engine off right now? Oh man, I could catch this thing. It's going so slow. Yeah, one thing that this thing does not like, it does not like rapid movements as far as right and left. You really kind of have to plan like a truck driver. You have to plan your moves pretty far in advance. It's not going to turn quick. I mean, you can do some acrobatic moves and everything, but boy, if you try and do an emergency landing or emergency turn or something like that, it doesn't like it at all. All right, let me see if I can do some figure eights here. Yeah, right there. I was trying to do some pretty crazy movements there, and it didn't like it at all. I think on your turns, you definitely need to accelerate so you don't sink. It's very relaxing. I'm gonna come over here to the glider area here one more time. Oh, isn't that nice? So I actually already had like a big, like a 5-6 minute flight with this already. So I'm sure this would go easily to 20 minutes because it doesn't take a lot of battery at all. And it's so nice right now. Man, there's just no wind. It is glorious. Had a little bit of turbulence right there. That was kind of funny. Hopefully that's not a sign of the things to come. I definitely want to keep it away from those trees over there because I don't want to go into those trees. Just look at this thing against the backdrop of the clouds. It is really cool. Yeah, before when I had the brake lines pulled too far in, I'd try to penetrate the wind and it would just kind of crab, like the canopy would kind of pop forward and back and forward and back. It was really terrible. If you guys don't have one of these, I can highly, highly recommend it. It's because, you know, sometimes airplanes can get boring, quadcopters can get boring. This is a challenge. And once you get it right, it's just like with everything with like airplanes, you feel so great. I think I might hear another paramotor come in. Let's see here. Nope, that's a micro timber. We just got that timber out of the top of a tree. The tallest tree here, not the ones in front of me, but the ones back by the cars. There's a guy just learning how to fly, and he's doing a great job, but man, that was tough to get it out. But they have this giant pole over here. It's like telescoping pole. Oh my gosh, this thing is really awesome. I mean, I think that's probably about the best. It's a lot of fun for 150 bucks. I gotta be honest, guys. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. Hopefully my camera's angled properly. It's always a worry, you know, do a whole live stream and like everyone's like, I can't see what you're doing. I actually did that one time. I had the camera facing towards me and I forgot to switch the camera around. It was on a live maiden. God, whichever. That was the Hobby King Cessna is what that was. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna attempt a landing here. Hopefully I don't get it in the weeds over there. Okay, the motor is off. Little flare and, oh, didn't get the grass. I was rolling backwards. Oh no. Let me throw the throttle kit on. How's it going, everyone? Looks calm and peaceful, says Mark Dibble. How much do you have to stay on the controls? Any hands-off flying? You can definitely do some hands-off flying, but you just basically keep the throttle pretty pretty calm, and you just cruise around. Rage FPV Johnson says, hey, planning on getting one. Can you send me your controller setup? No, because I'm terrible at Tyrannus stuff. But I'm planning on doing a video with my buddy. Put a blinking light on the thing. I know, that's my next thing, is I'm going to put some LEDs on the top of the ring so it'll illuminate the canopy, which will be pretty awesome. Okay, I'm going to put you guys back on my head and I'm going to get flying again. Thanks, everyone. Steven Stowe says, sweet, I love mine. Okay, I'm putting you guys back on my head. If you have any questions, just put it on the comments and I'll answer at the very end when I land again. I'll probably just take off one more time and land one more time. Thanks, everyone, for being with me. See if I can get this thing to take off again. All right. And for you guys worried about like all these lines and everything, it's so much easier than I would have ever thought as far as like keeping all the lines all organized and everything. Although I'm looking pretty poor right here. What's going on here? That's weird. Okay, I think this one. Okay, cool. Right on. Yeah, okay, so lines are good here. I'm gonna come up to the higher point here. Actually, this should be a good takeoff point. I'm just gonna do a test puller, just make sure everything is... I'm talking to my live stream, by the way. I'm not just a crazy person. That looks pretty good. All right. Let's get the wing laid out. So one of the reasons you do that test pull is because you want to make sure all the lines are pretty straight and that everything comes up right. Okay, so I'm going to do throttle to halfway, and then when I hit my throttle cut, it'll turn on the motor. Okay, here we go. Hopefully it goes good. There we go. My launches are getting more and more consistent, which is nice. Okay. I'll come next to you so I know where you're at.
Put lights on it.
Oh, I definitely do. You
get to generate UFO calls with the show.
That's great. Did you put ailerons on your Radian?
No, I made it so the rudder moves over more.
Oh, that's why I was doing all those crazy things.
Yeah. All you gotta do is give it a more flow. It's a totally new animal.
Yeah. I'm directly overhead here. All right. Gonna come across us left to right in just a bit. Throttle off. A little bit of brake. There we go. I love this thing, man. It's so fun. Once I got it right, I mean, I was struggling in the beginning, but I didn't give up. That was the bit. I think that was the thing that I'm most happy with. I was getting a little frustrated with it. It was really hard to launch.
What's really fun is if you can find yourself a big, flat, open, grassy area.
Yeah.
And then you can fly it just a few feet off the ground.
I did that yesterday on the open road that we fly on. I tried to do a touch and go. I went for about 15 feet, but then I got a little side wind and then the sail folded over.
You know, don't modify that gondola to a four-wheel steering.
Oh,
Four-wheel?
Yeah.
With a, you know, steering up in front. Try like that, like, can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go get mine set up. Get
Yeah.
ready.
I have another.
Best when it's dark.
It is, yeah. Not for me though. Gosh, I wish I had like a little squeeze light, a little LED or something I could throw on it, but
No, you want lights shooting up on the envelope.
yes, yes.
And it lights it up, man, and people freak out.
All right, I'm gonna come in for a landing here.
It's funny.
Okay, motor off. A little bit more motor. Oh, flare.
Oh, you shouldn't have lit power on.
Yeah.
Still power, a little power.
Thank you, sir.
Be ready to cut it off as soon as you touch.
Yeah.
If you don't want your lines getting wrapped up in the front.
Yeah, that is very true. Okay, my friends. Okay, let's get this thing situated. Oh, I need to throw on my throttle cut real quick. Yeah, so if you guys don't know, on my maiden that day, I actually broke my prop and the whole the ring came off. But it's good. It was very strong. It actually stayed all together. And I also cut 3 lines. So you can see those black marks right there. Those are all my lines that I cut. And what I did is I super glued the ends together. Then I put shoe goo on top of that, and then on top of that I heat shrinked it because basically I didn't want the lines getting lengthened or shortened, you know, obviously, because I don't know anything about these lines. All right, okay, let's see here. Attach a smoke bomb, that would be awesome. Yeah, it's getting dark here, so we need to put some lights on this thing. That's my next step. I really want to do that. When you do the radio setup, it's nice and easy. I use Taranis. Well, not for me. I'm a terrible at Taranis. Eric Eash helped me out there. Eash, hey, dude, what's going on? Do a flip. Yeah, I'll maybe next time. David or FPV says definitely need to pilot on it. Yes, that's my next step as well. I could take some weight off of this thing and put a pilot in it. With FPV pan and tilt. That's what I would really like to do, because if I have a pan and tilt camera on this thing, I could actually look up at my canopy, because Eric and I did FPV. He put his little FPV backpack on this thing, and looking forward, you actually can't see what your wing is actually doing, and that's something you really need to do when you have the FPV going. So, or at least when you're doing the FPV paramotor. So you want to see, make sure if you're halfway inflated, it's not good, and you're gonna really wonder what's going on. All right, guys, thank you for joining me. This is a really fun thing. If you guys love flight like I do, this has been really intriguing, and I really like this thing. What a great bit of kit for $153. I mean, that is just a steal. The body, this whole thing is like a giant plate of aluminum. It's not going to break on you, which is pretty nice. Yeah, once you get it all dialed in, it's super fun. So I'm going to sign off, you guys. Let me see here. Let me look back lovingly into your guys' eyes here. Oh, I've got camera head mount hair. Ish, thanks so much, man. I will talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for joining me here from Kite Hill, my old stomping grounds. So we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.